Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Tuesday night, January 31st, and the month of January ends with the best performance in January in 15 years, since 1997. Terrific way to start the year. And you know what they say about January? It often tells you about the year. So the market continues to climb a wall of worry, although today and the last 2 of the last 3 days were mixed and maybe distribution days. I have to be really careful in here. I do think the market's tiring and needs to pull back. A lot of stocks have run up. They need to at least pull back and digest. Let's hope when we do get a pullback, it's nothing more than just a, 3 to 5%, 5 to 8% pullback, and that's all we get. Let's take a look at some of the leaders today. FFN, Friend Finder Network, running up in anticipation of the IPO for Facebook. Last week, or should I say, yes, last week on Friday popped, and then Monday yesterday broke through. We showed you that. Today it followed through with 23 cents or 21.7%, and volume increased to 4.3 million. It is up against resistance here, but should it come through today's high at $1.52, I can see the stock getting up towards the 210.15 area. That's my short-term target. REE, which broke out above the solid explosive move here from 3 to 7 and change, more than doubling in about a week, pulled back in a falling wedge as the moving averages crossed over to the upside. It then popped, pulled back for a little 3-day flag here on low volume, and today exploded, running up $1.23 at 20%. Big volume. If you step back and look at REE on the longer chart, you'll see this is a key area of resistance. But the base has been completed, and if we do break through here, expect a thrust, in my opinion, up towards 9 short term. PRXL broke out of a large coiling base pattern and took out that line today, and with a big breakaway gap on a volume of nearly 3 million shares, 2.94 million. And as a result, with a very nice close, not that far off the high, of 364 at 18%. I'm looking for more upside, but there is a resistance zone here. It could very well consolidate in this zone. Should it get through, my short-term target is 28. ARRY popped and broke out today. Let's take a look at the pattern. You'll see that the longer-term basing type pattern may have some resistance up in this zone here. And that's up just above it around 290. But if we do get through that, this base will be completed. We can get this stock into the 3.5 zone. On a short-term basis, you'll see that we popped to resistance, pulled back on a flag, held the moving averages during the last couple of weeks while they crossed over and up, and breakaway gap today. Let's see what it does with 290 probably tomorrow morning. Key breakout today from Mindspeed. Not only did it recently take out the declining tops line, but today popped up through the August and November highs into a resistance zone with minor next resistance up around 685 just ahead. Should it get through that, I'd look for something around 7.5, 3/4. Wanted to show you call because a couple weeks ago we told you that with this pop here at bull flag, we were expecting it to move up to the 17, 18 zone. Well, it blew through that and got up to 19, 3/4 today. Secondary target right at this high from a year ago. So this is a key area for it. Should it break through here, we can see this stock accelerate into the high 20s. AVL. Well, the AVL chart shows that the declining tops line channel here was taken out. After the stock spiked down in September, it bounced back up and retested here. You'll see that the base had developed, a nice bullish base over the last several months, is being tested with thrust today of 33 cents or nearly 11%. The stock had the biggest volume in months, 5.6 million. And should it get up through today's high at 340, I think we can extend to the 390 area. And that's my short-term target for AVL. If it gets to that, secondary target near 5. Uranium stocks moved today, and a couple of them, USU, here broke out and through after reversing from 159 to 193, closed 191, just 2 cents off the high, up 10.4%, and nearly 3.7 million traded today. If we see an extension, we should see a run up and test of the 240 area. And URZ, looking even better, has taken out a long resistance line here with a thrust in the last couple of days that may very well test the multiple highs up here around 3.5. That's my short-term target. WPRT, what can I say about this one? It's been beautiful for us this year. A trade here, here, and here. Today's trade completed around, well, it was actually completed yesterday when it reached 39.5, but today got up to 42.15 before closing at 41.60, up 362 or 9.5%. What a nice move as we have a solid rising channel here. Now the longer term channel here Top was hit, so we may see some kind of pullback consolidation, but if momentum carries it forward, would not be shocked to see this run up into the low 50s. So stay tuned. This could be a real momentum play. ARQL, very nice move today. Popped and pulled back and consolidated the last couple of weeks, and today popped out into the resistance zone above the high from last year. And over the last couple of years, you'll see that it's now developing, it's pulled out into a multi-year resistance level that's being tested shortly at around 835.40, 835, let's call it. If we get to 835, it's off to the races and up to 10 or so. CLDX ran up to key resistance today, but note that this nice head and shoulders bottom is broken with a thrust, a little mini flag, a breakout. This may be due for a rest in here, but should it get through, it can accelerate all the way to 6.5, 3/4, maybe even 7. But right now, I would have to say it's more likely it does see some consolidation near here. Mattel, 13-year highs today as it broke through this key resistance. And we can see this stock in the mid-30s short term. KAR broke out of a big wedge today. Let's take a look at it. You'll see that the massive head and shoulders top that was broken here, and the snapback rally in these three levels here, that was broken out of from the terms of the wedge, but lateral price resistance still exists up around there, and that was tested at the end of the day. Should we break through here, we need to see better volume, but if it breaks through here, I would expect the stock to try to make it up towards 17. Leapfrog, what a fantastic rising channel. Nice flag. It broke out and pulled back, held the moving average, and today popped another 22 cents or 4%. But I'm looking for this stock to get up to 675 and then around 8. Nice performance from Glue, 2.2 million, up 11 cents. Note that the stock bounced off support, broke through the declining tops line. 3 days in a row, it's up now, and I'm looking for a test of 3 3/4 short term. Should it get through there, then we're looking at close to 5. MFRM. Very nice stair-stepping move. It's accelerated from 25.5 up to 33 3/4 just in the last 4 sessions, so maybe a little ahead of itself, but certainly a very strong momentum stock. DWCH Data Watch, which popped yesterday, a little follow-through today, needs to accelerate here or it's going to pull back and consolidate. I'd love to see that for a setup for move to 14. Now onto the box of shorts. Quickly, I'll show you a few of those. JDA Software. Loving this bear flag that's forming underneath the moving averages. If it breaks to the downside, we could see a cascade fall away pattern down into the low 20s. Excuse me. Capital and gas. After the head and shoulders broke, this little bear wedge is forming. I've shown you that a couple times this week. What I'm looking for, though, if it does break, first of all, 27.28 is support. If it gets down to that level, cracks that, we can see something in the mid-20s pretty quickly. FIO, very ugly pattern. This down channel, the snap back to it, the rollover, and the crack, and then the little mini wedge that was broken today. Another nearly $1 drop or 4%. If it takes out 21, look for a move down to 16, 17. Carbon ceramics, this high flyer is getting hammered. All been down every day in the last 4 sessions, and it may very well get down and test 90 short term before it bounces. Gardner Denver broke the head and shoulders, snapped back to it. Today rolled over from the moving averages down 234, 3%. That could very well find its way down into the mid-60s. UPL Ultra Petroleum is on life support here at key long-term support. Let's take a look at this chart. This goes all the way back 5-6 years. It's already broken that level, and right now it could be a massive multi-year top that rolls this over into the low to mid-teens. Shutterfly. What can I tell you about the action this year? It's been terrible. Stocks dropped from the high 60s down to the low 20s, and yet unable to do much more than bounce back to resistance. It's pulled back for 2 days, and if it gets down below 21.5, we could see a stock in the high teens. Lastly is Abercrombie & Fitch, which continues to go sideways from a bear wedge, and with this triple top and breakdown here with gap here and gap there, looks to me like it's not done yet on the downside, and I'd look for a move down towards 39.40 short term. That's it for tonight, everybody. Take it easy. We'll talk to you tomorrow.